Hi everybody and welcome back to the channel. Thanks again for joining me on Pocket Rocket Garage. Now, if you're into classic cars, this is the channel for you. And if you like grinding, welding, metal work, then you're going to love this channel because there's going to be plenty of it on this old Rover Mini Cooper Sportspack. Now in previous videos it's not gone so well in the last couple of weeks. I ended up in A&E when I cut my finger on the angle grinder, and then the last video I put out I was really undecided what to do. Now between that and this video I've had a load of panels delivered from End Machine. They turned up in a nice big box, really well packaged. I've unwrapped those. I'm going to show you those. I'm going to take you over to the back of the car again. That area is a big job, and if you've seen in the previous videos I have been taking quite a while to get to a stage where I know what I'm doing and my welding's got a lot better, and I think the practice I've been doing on all these patch panels is going to pay off now that I've made a decision on what to do in that area. Now, as I say, if you can subscribe to the channel, that would be fantastic. The more subscribers I get, the bigger the channel will grow and I can take on a lot more projects. Now let's get going today. Let's shoot over to the boot and get cracking. Since the last video I had to come up with a decent plan of action. I was sort of getting a little bit confused what to do, and now I've got my mind set straight. I'm going to repair as many parts as possible in the boot, because while I've got it all apart it makes sense to do a decent repair. The outer panel is left on its own now. I've managed to cut away the inner boot skin and the rear valance. That's all gone. This just needs cleaning up, zinc primering, then that's ready to go. All the inside area needs a little bit more steel adding on the wheel arches where that had to be cut away because of the rot. And again, this side, I've got a few more areas in the boot to cut away. I'm making it sound really easy. And then this repair panel, I've got to actually modify myself. I'm going to cut down each end because I'll be using some more repair sections that, as you can see, will join onto the end, and this will actually weld through on the lip onto the inside of the wheel arch with some plug welds. And this section here includes the strengthening part for the rear subframe mounts. Now it's going to be quite a lot of work, I know, so I better crack on with it, and hopefully you'll enjoy this video and we'll get a little bit more done today. Let's go for it. Yes, I'm wearing the correct gloves this time. I've grabbed the angle grinder and using a 1mm cutting disc, I'm taking each end of the repair panel off. This is how the boot lip should look, I'm sure of it. And these holes line up here, and then you've just got a nice amount of material that's level all the way down really, which is how I think it should be. And when I come onto the inside, the panel is really good up here again. It still looks as good as it did before, but it's only here on this return lip section that you can get your whole hand inside this gap, which can't be a good thing. Now what I could do is, in all honesty, this looks like it's where it should be. I could cut here and slice this all down, but then I'm going to have to do quite a lot of fabricating work to get this to fit. I'm unsure what to do. I really don't want to end up hashing this nice panel up. So leave it with me and I'll get back to you once I've decided what I'm going to do. This has given me a real boost of confidence. Even just clamping the panel in, it looks fantastic. It's such a big improvement than the small areas that I've tried to patch weld, and you know, all of the horrible rust that was still really in there. I think I was actually kidding myself that it was okay, when really deep down I knew that I needed to cut it out properly if I'm going to make this Mini the Mini I want. And what I'll do is I'll keep you updated as I go, but this panel is going to need quite a lot of work, fabrication work, to get it to fit, and then I'll look at how I'm going to join this panel to the two end panels. So I've got quite a lot of work to get on with. I'll keep you updated as I go. Let's get going. This is the part of the repair panel that doesn't fit to the contour of the boot floor. I'm just going to adjust it slightly, see if I can get a better fit. Holy moly! Now the holes don't line up at all, but there is an even amount of metal along the outside edge, so I should be able to reposition these at some point. Now I'd rather have these out of position and the inside to be as good as it is. I'm really pleased with the inside. The lines match, the contour's great along here. All I've got to do is adjust this section as best I can, and then I'll go for the big cut. I've already marked it with a black Sharpie, and I'm going to go for it. I've done enough adjusting and moving around, so I think I'm ready. Let's go for it. This is where you've got to hold your nerve and cut a really straight line. No second chances. Once you see the panel fitted, you'll realise why the holes are in the wrong position. I've put some metal inside the holes and I'm just going to weld them all up. just grabbing the trusted grinder once again. I'm going to cut off the tabs as they're in the wrong position, grind down the welds, and then this part of the panel is completed.
The sun's come out, so it's really warmed up in the garage. You just saw me finishing off the panel by drilling a new location hole for the bumper mount. I've put the panel in position using some intergrips. I'm going to show you with the camera now what it looks like and see what's next. Now I've got a big grin on my face because I'm really happy with the position and how this panel fits. There's the new hole that I've drilled out for the bumper mount, and the old hole is just welded up on the left there. I will retrim this edge just to get a better line, even though it's hidden underneath the bumper. And as I go into the boot, it looks brilliant. I've got some intergrips holding it together, just for now. A couple of slits I made there, so I can just push the panel down, get it into position better. And the contour runs really nicely all the way around. What I'm going to do now is put in position the other repair areas. As you can see, that's the basic shape, and that's going to follow along those areas, both sides. Small bit of work to do there where the angle grinder was at the wrong angle, but I can rectify that. And you can see the basic shape of the other repair section. So I'm going to crack on, I'm going to get these into position and work out what's next. So I'll get back to you shortly. There is a reason why I've come to the front of the car, and that's because while mocking up the two other repair sections underneath the boot area, I've realised I need to remove the fuel lines that run all the way from the boot to the engine bay. Now the engine bay I'm not too familiar with. I mean, I know what an engine is, but some of the other parts, I'll have to say, it's going to be a big learning curve for me. So stick with it, and in the comments, help me out if I get anything wrong. I'm going to remove the tank for the radiator now, the coolant tank. I'm going to get that out. So I just need a socket set, remove those two bolts, which I should be able to manage, get that out, and then I'll take out a few other items, hopefully, and find my way to the fuel lines. I just need a socket. Shazam! Excellent. These are the hose clips that are on most of the hoses in the engine bay. Is it best to replace them like for like, or should I go for stainless steel hose clips that can be tightened and loosened using a screwdriver or a socket? Let me know in the comments. The more information I get now, the better. So feel free to let me know. Just before I move on, going back to the expansion tank, I've just spotted something in the engine bay which is really cool. This looks like the original surround that used to go around the cap on the expansion tank. I imagine it is the actual original part that's been wedged down the side there for years. I think it's a good stage to finish the video here. Thanks for watching, and you'll have to come back and join me for when I have a go at taking all these parts away and removing the engine. In between now and then, I'll do a lot more work fettling around in the boot area, getting that ready for when I do come to welding the car up properly. What I'll do is, the plan will be to get the engine out, lift the car up, put it on a pallet or two pallets with casters on it. Then I'll weld up the boot so that's nice and strong before I start looking at working my way down on the seals and any other repair areas that need to be done. But there's a huge amount to do. Thanks for watching again. Please click on the subscribe button. The channel's getting going now. I've got a great plan, know what I'm doing. Merchandise could be coming soon. I'm going to get some t-shirts made up so while I'm in the garage I can wear them. Pocket Rocket Garage. See you on the next one.